What is up, my Yaguais? This is your boy Straw Hat Kwaku, and today I'm bringing you a build to beat the Gauntlet of Legends without necessarily having the Bull King armor set. Now, I know a lot of us, we beat the game, we're on cycle 2, and we're trying to get through the Gauntlet of Legends, but it just seems impossible. Boss after boss, some of them are doing moves we never even seen them do in the first game. But fear not, I have something for you that's gonna help. It requires a little bit of work as you get your way through the game, but all you have to do is get to about Webbed Hollow in the second cycle, and I promise you, you'll be able to get through the gauntlet with this build. Now let's take a look at this bad boy. As far as weapons, we got the Dark Iron Staff. That's definitely acquired through your weapon list after you've gotten through to the second cycle. Now, this one works based off of your defense. I know you may be looking like the defense on this isn't that high, but it definitely brings the attack pretty high. And 196 is a good base number because there's no staff here that will match that number in comparison. Now next we need that Wind Tamer. That Wind Tamer is giving out a good damage reduction for a short duration, and we're going to need that because that's part of the build's backbone. It definitely would be used initially in the beginning and all throughout the gauntlet as much as you can, as quick as you can. Next up, spirit wise, we got the Spear Bone. The Spear Bone spirit is pretty good on key cost, so it regenerates pretty fast, and its equipped effect is it gives you more damage reduction. Now, that damage reduction is the most important part of this build because that's going to make sure that when we're getting hit, it's not affecting us. It's like flies to an elephant. You know what I'm saying? Now, headband, we got the See No Evil. This is just helping us get around and dodge a little bit more. You know, nothing too special, but it's definitely keeping us on our toes. Now, the most important part of this build is this Yin Yang Taoist robe. This robe is making sure that when your health is above half, the Destined One is in the Yang state, which is major damage reduction. So it's making sure that when you get hit, you're not getting tore up. But downside is you lose your critical hits. Now, the only reason this works really good with the Dark Iron Staff, because the Dark Iron Staff doesn't even really give you that much critical hits because it's boosting your attack to a base number that's pretty high that you would really get numbers on if you were hitting critically. Now, when this thing is in the Yin state, it massively increases your critical hits, but it makes sure that you're taking major damage, like major damage. Now, it works with this build because how much damage reduction we're putting into it. So when you are in the Yin state, it's not hurting you as bad as it usually would. Now, next up is the arm guards and the leg pieces. We got these straight out of the golden, and this got the golden arm guard and then the golden greaves. We're doing this for the gilded radiance effect, and it's saying after performing spirit skills and using vessels, it increases your attack power. So your attack power is definitely going up past that 196. So you're kicking out a pretty decent amount of attack energy when you're hitting these Yao Guais. Now next up we got the Gold Sun Crow on the Curio and the Jade Moon Rabbit. You know they go hand in hand. That's giving us more damage reduction, and then it's giving us a slight damage bonus to make up for not being able to hit them critically, because most of the time when we're using this build, we want to stay in the Yang state. We want to stay in the Yang state. I repeat, we want to stay in the Yang state. Now, next up, we got the Prayer Amber Bees. The Prayer Amber Bees is helping us build those focus points up nice and quick, so we're smashing them with heavy attacks, especially those big 4-point heavy ones. And then we just threw on the gold spike plates, simply for a little bit more defense, and then it ups your attack power by a little bit. If I take it off, it's not going to do much damage, but what else it does, it hurts the enemies when you get hurt. It's not a major amount, but it's just enough to get them a little over that board. Now, as far as the gourd goes, we're using the Supreme Gourd, and the Supreme Gourd has 10 sips. If you don't have the Supreme Gourd, I would suggest that you get the Supreme Gourd on this way around, or you can use the gourd with the 8 sips in it. Brew wise, we got the J Dew. The J Dew is your default brew, your default drink, but it's maxed all the way out, and it's giving you 55% maximum health. And that 55% maximum health is a lifesaver. It's making sure that your energy is always staying above half, especially if you get it a little low. And 55%, it may seem like, oh, but it's doing way more than that. I swear it is, because my health could be super low. I hit it with the J Dew, and boom, I'm back to full health. Now, soak wise, we got the Bee Mountain Stone, just to ensure that you're getting more than 10 sips out of your gourd. So this would work if you only had an 8-sip gourd. You'd probably get about 16 sips throughout the whole gauntlet if you're, continuously using your gourd, which you should be. In the gourd, we have more damage reduction. Now, that damage reduction is definitely giving us a bigger boost. And then after that, we got the After Life Saving Strand, baby. We got the Guanyin Willow Leaf. Now, this recovers your gourd right back to the top if you go ahead and activate that Life Saving Strand, or you use that soul, reviving pill. Now, just so you guys can see what it's doing, I'm just going to go ahead and start a challenge really quick. As you can see, I'm still testing, and I'm actually going along and beating these piece by piece. I was testing the ones that I think would be the strongest and some of the ones that bother me the most. But let's go ahead and do this so you guys can see the numbers that I'm telling you about, so you can actually see how much damage reduction this bad boy is doing. And then you can actually see that it is possible to beat the gauntlet with something other than the Bull King armor. Because I don't have the Bull King armor right now, because I haven't gotten up to that chapter just yet and done those things in the second cycle. And once I get it, then that's a whole different story. But for now, we're going to use this. Let's see the numbers. Let's show it what it's doing. Alright. At the beginning of the fight initially, what you always want to do is you want to go ahead and activate that Wind Tamer. Now take a look here. Damage reduction. 76% damage reduction. That's how much you just put your damage reduction to with that Wind Tamer. Now we're going to go ahead and sip the gourd. Look at that. Look at the hit that it just did. With the gourd sipped, 80% damage reduction. 80%. Now, this, I didn't even use any medicine. So I didn't use the evil repellent medicine. But let's see what happened if I take one of those. Took an evil repellent medicine. Wow, okay. So it doesn't go past 80%. They're like, you can't go past 80%. We got this damage reduction maxed out with this build. Now, that should speak volumes right there in itself. This thing is definitely doing the job when it comes to beating the gauntlet. I think it would do better than the actual Bull King set if you use it right. Look at that. It's hitting me, but it's not doing the damage it would usually do. And that was a big one. Everyone knows after a certain point, man, this guy Redlong's attacks are major. Whoa, there it is. There it is. Now let's go ahead and mobile spin. You want to keep that mobile spin going. Anytime you can get a chance to mobile spin an enemy, go ahead and do that, because it builds that key right back up. So you can go ahead and get back into that Wind Tamer. It's like it doesn't stand a chance. Now, if you take a look at my health, it's almost there, and I'm not in the end state. There it is. Now let's take a look at my numbers in the end state. It's -32. -32. So that's just about as much as the Yaksha King set when you're just wearing it. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Now, sip the gourd. Oh, it brings me back. Sip the gourd. Bring it back. Let's go ahead and bring that Wind Tamer back up. Woo! Sip the gourd. Now Wind Tamer. Now we're back to 80% damage reduction. And as you can see, they're not doing much damage on me. I've only sipped the gourd twice. Now, according to the Gauntlet, I would get that sip. I would get those 2 sips right back. Woo, in state. All right, sip the gourd. And mind you, I'm taking thunder damage. We all know that thunder damage is nothing to play with. Sip the gourd. Look at how much that Jade Dew brings me back. That looks like way more than 52%. And boom. That's just what it's doing. It's doing damage, it's taking damage. And the damage is being reduced. Hey man, you guys like the build and it helps you beat the Gauntlet of Legends? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff.